Now, there are many people that have put money in farming, specifically cattle rearing, or to sound complicated, you can call it ranching. And many are burning money. So many have already burned their fingers and they've called it quits. Today, we try to explore with you principles on how you can make it in the ranching business. Of course, by telling you the story of this ranching entrepreneur.
Animal husbandry can be lucrative, but to only those willing to put in the time and requisite investment commitment. To Millie Mobiru, a rancher at Chisowe Ranching Scheme, animal husbandry, and in this case ranching, is not a space where one makes it by chance.
This business was started by my father in 1978. He started with about 9 animals. But what I know from the stories he kept telling us is that cows are good animals to look after. They generate income. If you need like school fees, if you need some money quickly, you get your animal and you sell it off. Part of my fees was gotten from these animals. The other thing about ranching is that beef has demand. It has demand. I don't think you'll ever go to a market and you find a butcher there without his stall of meat. So it is against that background that Mose thought of coming up with this business.
Many times starting is tough, but in the grand scheme of things, sustaining a business and more so one of ranching is actual heavy lifting. Here, adherence to key principles has been crucial in getting this ranch where it is today.
We were recording, we have been recording. The farm manager does his dipping, he takes records when he's at the farm. But in each kraal, they have a book. And that book has numbers, the numbers of the maybe 80 animals that belong to that kraal. So in that book at that kraal, in the evening, those animals will be counted using a register of some sort. In the morning when they are going out to the field, they will also use the same the same record. However, we are slowly but surely moving this information to the computer. And maybe with time, we'll have a more sophisticated system of supporting the managers in this record keeping, because the herd is growing. When you keep your records, you're able to know the genetic background of an animal. And that will prevent the inbreeding. That is very, very important. You need to know the genetic, that one is a father, that son, that's the father. So even when you're putting up the herds, you make sure that you're not mixing them, particularly when they are related, to prevent the inbreeding. And you know, once you inbreed, you affect the quality of the of the breed. If we want to stock, we will say that how many heifers do we have? If maybe we have a target of 500 and we only have 200, we would say, okay, maybe this year, let us increase our stock by buying maybe 200 heifers. So from that record, you're able to determine where you can increase your stock and where you need to reduce.
Out of respecting such principles, this, especially beef producing ranch, has today not only defied time and other odds, but also possesses some of the best beef breeds in the country.
As we know, beef animals, they grow very faster to reach at the market stage. So because for the Boranas here, at the 1 year, you are ready to sell it off. And the Boranas, they have tender meat. Their meat is very nice. Yes, more than the Ankole and the rest. Yes. And another thing, these animals, they are not susceptible to diseases like Frisians. No, these ones, they are not susceptible. They are hard animals. So we are looking at 200 to 300 live body weight. Wow. Yes, in one year to 1.5 years there.
In addition, the ranch has also cut its teeth in the goat space.
Now the numbers are in thousands.
Okay.
I'll not give you the exact figure, but they're in thousands. And the goats are also, goats we are in, I'll just give you a rough estimate, about 700 and above. Yeah, so that is what we have currently on the farm.
Scaling the challenging terrain of animal husbandry to get to where this ranch is today has not been an easy feat. To the caretakers, disease control and feeding are areas that had to be given special attention.
So to get such animals, we do some things in time. So it's like we dwarm them in time. Every after 3 to 4 months, we dwarm them. We dip them weekly and the rest. And another thing, we feed them well. As you see, the farm is clean. We have enough pasture. We have plenty of water.
Relatedly, one can also play in the space of the ranches without necessarily keeping animals, but as a feed supplier or simply put grass in various forms.
The pastures is a good thing that a farmer can get into in terms of another stream of income. They are very easy to grow. Sometimes you have a field of grass, but your animals have eaten all that field, and you're asking yourself, what else can I give these animals? So this chloris, which is hay, dry hay, can be given to the animals to feed on.
Now, if there's something that this year has taught people, is that one of the best ways to build resilience, whether as business or as a household, is to have grounding on key business principles. You can no longer do business by default. And in this segment, we again share with you tips on how to build a resilient business.
Today we are going to discuss how your business can remain resilient in the face of COVID-19. As we all know, the COVID-19 pandemic has had a very negative impact on very many businesses. What should you do to ensure that your business remains a going concern? Number one are your processes. You need to ensure that you have robust processes. Don't short-circuit processes. Processes are very important. I know that a lot of businesses in this country are not formal and do not respect processes. But if you're to recover, you have to invest in very robust processes by relying on professionals. Number two are your people. You need to prioritize your people in the COVID-19 era. It is those people that will help you to recover. Don't look at it as an expendable expense. Look at them as a resource that you can use to quicken the recovery of your business. So invest in your people. Make sure that you all share the same vision. Make sure that your people are well informed about the challenges and the wins that your business is experiencing. The third issue is your profit. You need to ensure that your business remains profitable. It's very, very important that your business remains profitable. That would mean, for instance, that you cut costs. It could mean that you invest more in marketing. It could mean that you hold making any kind of capital investments at the moment. Whatever it is, ensure that your business remains profitable at this time. Finally, is partnerships. You need to maintain strong partnerships. That means being part of organizations. That means being part of all kinds of initiatives that seek to support the business sector as a whole. You cannot succeed alone. Therefore, try to build meaningful partnerships that are able to support you when your business is struggling.
Now, we live in the world where many people today work from home or in the confines of their spaces. Now, days are increasingly growing where you'd need a space, an 8 to 5 kind of setup. Now, freelancers are the way to go in certain industries. And the challenge is always how to connect to where the work is and connect with the others, a community of people probably in your industry where you sit. And technology has an answer for you.
My name is Katondachi Natasha. I am the CEO and a co-founder at WAPI. WAPI is a talent marketplace. We are focusing on highlighting the skills of African talent and giving them access to earning opportunities, and then helping employers, business owners, startup founders to have access to affordable talent that is also top-notch and readily available. So we are focusing on digital skills because we believe that digital skills are easy to acquire and they are in high demand. So what the talent pool that we basically have is a talent pool of freelancers that have mastered skills, digital skills. These include things like graphics design, web development, digital marketing, brand influencing, and anything that can be done digital. So a couple of friends and myself were lucky to get into the job market at quite an early stage. That is right after we had left our high school, right? So we started working and were able to thrive in the job market, not because of the academic qualifications that we had, because we didn't have any, or the people we knew, but simply because we had these skills that we kept nurturing in time, and we were able to thrive in these workplaces. So our friends that we went to school with kept on reaching out to us and telling us, how can we get work? We also want to work, we need employment and things like that. But because of the status quo in Africa and Uganda as a whole, whereby you either need to know someone to go into a workplace or you need to have a bunch of years of experience, they couldn't. And yet they had skills that they could actually put to use. So that's how we started thinking around how we could build a place whereby these people could showcase their skills and therefore be given access to earning opportunities through matching them to these opportunities without any biases of academic qualifications or who they know, but simply based on the skills that they have to offer. So what happens is that when you go to our website, you can open up an account. You can open up an account as a provider. A provider is a seeker or a freelancer that has skills, or you can open up an account as an employer or a requester. A requester is an employer or a business owner or a startup founder that would like to find talent to work for them. So if you register as a freelancer, you will then be required to put in your details, like the skills that you have, your portfolio, anything that you've worked on. But before you get to that, we shall need your details to verify your identity. You can either scan your national ID or a driver's license or a student's ID, then you fill in your portfolio. And once you've filled in your portfolio and the skills you have, we then take you through a verification process before you can join the talent pool. The reason we take you through a verification process is to prove that you are who you say you are, but also that you have the skills that you say you have. So we have to follow KYC, because if at all you get to the talent pool and you have work, your payment is actually done through the platform. And that is why we need to verify your identity and the skills that you have. Then if you're signing up as an employer, you simply open up an account, put details of your business if you have any, or just an individual that would like to hire. And anytime you want to hire someone, you simply have to post a job and our platform will match you to the best freelancers depending on the requirements that you've uploaded. So the impact is that for employers, it helps them, because you realize that for an employer to replace a role in their company or in their small business, or just hire someone, it takes a lot of time and sometimes it's even very expensive. So what this platform helps you to do is that you simply have to post a job at your fingertips, just a click of a finger, and you will be matched to the best freelancer, right? You're not putting in a lot of money. You're also not spending a lot of time on hiring, time that you would have spent on something that is more productive for the business. So it definitely saves your time and the cost you would have put in hiring. And then for the freelancers, it helps first of all because there is a lot of competition in the formal workplace. So what does this help? Because we are focusing on digital skills and the gig economy, it diverts all the traffic that would have been competing for formal jobs into the gig economy. So you're able to find freelance work that you can do remotely, because the future of work is remote. You don't have to, shift or go to a place to do work. You can do the work from wherever you are. But it also helps you to increase your revenue streams, because if you're doing freelance work, you can be doing more than one gig at a go. So it's definitely very convenient, affordable, but mostly the impact we are trying to create is to reduce the levels of unemployment by creating work in the gig economy, showing people that digital skills can actually be put to use, and improving remote work.
That's all we had for you this week on Money&Markets. Thank you for being part of the show. Now, drop us a line on the address on your screen. Let's keep the engagement going. We'd like to hear from you, so for any questions, comments, or suggestions, get to us and we'll have this discussion going. Until next time, I've been your host, Charles Boji. Have a good evening and God bless.